go, and we're live with Mr. Jihad Mohammad of EV Electra. It is nice to have you again here on this stage, sir, and I already see that we're going to have a lot of viewers, despite the fact that we didn't have a very long preparation for this interview. But happy to see you again, and happy we can talk. The very
Hi,
first.
thanks for having me. You're more than welcome. Anytime you ask me to come on, trust me, I'll be right there.
Okay, thank you very much. The question that everybody likes to be answered is, of course, what is the status of our beloved Emily GT? Can you elaborate on that, please?
Before we start, because I think a lot of people are joining now, let's allow the majority to be able to hear what we talk about Emily. Let's start by why are we here together? Because, I mean, technically you wouldn't ask me, Jihad, can you answer on this? Jihad, can you tell me what's going on with this? Because of the campaign that happened in the last 2 weeks, attacking me and Emily and her rumors about Emily, and the deal is out and the deal is off. I mean, I've never seen this happen with any other car. Have you?
No.
Have you seen the rumor carries or the so many rumors about anybody buying an electric car company or another company or any acquisition that happened in the history of automotive? Have you seen so many personalized attack on the person?
No, but on the other hand, I'm not an expert in the EV.
You're not, but I mean, let this question be to everybody who's watching us: is they never seen that? It never happened that anybody who got a company. I mean, technically, I think what's his name, the Fisker guy, the one in the US who's having problems now. This is his second company after the first bankruptcy. I mean, he made the first company, they collected money from everybody, and they went bankruptcy, and he made a new company, and then he collected money again from a lot of investors, and they went bankruptcy. He was not attacked. We never asked anybody to invest with us. We never collected money from anybody. We never asked anybody to come and help us. I mean, the people who volunteered, a lot of people from the ex-Saab community, if you want, I want to call it, or the ex-Saab company volunteered to help, and some of them helped with nothing. They couldn't give me the time or the effort to work with us, but they helped for the reason of they want to help. I mean, I never knew actually that Saab has so many fans and so many loyal. I'm impressed with the loyalty. I'm not impressed with the people who attack me because they're not Saab. They're one of the journalists who attacks us a lot after the first rumor he said about us, and he called me and he asked me questions. I said, how could you? I mean, 2 hours ago you said bad things about me and now you're calling me. He said, Jihad, I know what I said is not true, but I'm a journalist. Journalists prefer the good news over truth. So if I say you're a good guy, I'm not going to get a lot of likes. But if I say you're a crook and you're a bad person or whatever, my link will fly like fire. So that's the same guy who this week started by talking to me, and he made another post about us. Oh, the company, Jihad didn't pay the bank. I don't have to pay the bank. But the question is, how did you know I didn't pay the bank? Who told you I didn't pay the bank? Do you work with the bank who refused my transfer and they told you, oh, we refused Jihad transfer. Now you can ask him about the money. I don't have to pay in Sweden. The company is owned by the Chinese still. I can pay the Chinese and not pay Sweden. So smart guy, why do I need, who told you that I didn't pay to the bank? Unless you have somebody in the bank, unless whoever paid you to attack me is the one who paid the bank and told them, this guy is a bad guy, this guy is a terrorist, look at his name, Jihad Mohammad. I mean, okay, whatever. But that's the reason these rumors are coming, because there's one person behind, is controlling everything, that doesn't want me to be owning the history or the legacy of Saab. They didn't even give me the chance to see if I'm going to succeed or I'm not going to succeed. They attacked me from day one. I remember we announced the acquisition on the 1st. On the 3rd of December, there was the same newspaper attacking me. There was post on, I mean, I didn't even see the files. I mean, we acquired it on the 1st. The second, the trade show in Gothenburg was still on. The 3rd, the show was on. I left on the 3rd. The newspaper started talking about the same newspaper on the 3rd day. So, I mean, you haven't seen if I'm good or bad. I can understand when you know I'm bad. Maybe I'm bad. Judge me. But if you haven't seen me, you haven't. I can answer you on what's going to happen to Emily. Emily is okay. She says hi to you. Emily is coming. Emily is going to be beautiful, more beautiful than what you saw in the show, and more beautiful than what everybody knows about Emily. There's a lot of updates happening, a lot of updates that we didn't have a choice with because it was from a supplier that disappeared, or a supplier is not willing to work with the new family. The look is going to be the same. The specs is going to be different. The battery kind is going to be different. The inside is going to be more futuristic because of the acquisitions we did. I mean, in the last 4 months, all what we're doing is we're buying companies. I decided that buy it instead of making it. I don't want to go in the kitchen and make the kitchen dirty to make a cake, and I need to work 3-4 hours. I decided to go to the best pastries and buy the cake. So in the last 4 months, all what we're doing is we're doing acquisitions. And these acquisitions were not legally allowed to announce it because some of the acquisitions are public companies. And saying it now here, I showed you on the private level to confirm what I'm talking about because I trust you. But legally speaking, I'm not allowed to talk about it because it's going to affect on the price of the share. It's going to affect on the market. And the market has to announce it before I do. And the market is in the procedure to announce it, hopefully soon. And hopefully we can all sit and laugh, because if the people who are making the rumors knew about the facts, they will not talk.
No.
But we cannot say.
Why was Emily in Spain, by the way? There were 2 Emily spotted in Palma de Mallorca, I heard.
Yes. There is, by the way, there is 10 Emily's made.
I know.
Okay. And before I came in, there was a car in Spain, 2 cars in Spain. I think there was a show there, and because of the complication of what's happening within NEVS and its owners and us and the whole dilemma that I cannot talk about until the new board, because Evergrande went bankruptcy, the group. And now the court appointed Evergrande Group, who is the owner of everything, went bankruptcy. And the court appointed liquidators to run that company. Liquidators are not very technical. Liquidators are supposed to make asset control and make sure that everything they know everything. And that will take them. Evergrande is a huge company. I mean, it's $500 billion company. So the liquidators will take, I'm sorry?
They own about 1 million apartments, I think, in real estate in China, don't they?
More than that. More than that.
More, yeah.
They're the biggest real estate developer. I mean, I used to think Emaar in Dubai is the biggest, but then I discovered Emaar is small one compared to Evergrande. I mean, Evergrande technically they're government. If we bring them into a small country, they own the country, but they're spread all over the place. So that part and to control the collection of everything under one roof. And since we don't have a home in Trollhättan at that point, okay, we didn't ask them to collect it. Actually, there's a car I think in London.
Yeah, there's UK, I think. Yeah.
Yes, and there's cars in China.
Okay.
That Protein had it in order to test the motors on it in the early days when Evergrande owned NEVS and owned Protein motor company. So there is cars everywhere. somebody, again, as I said before, there is some people within the family of Trollhättan who wants to excite things to make it hard for us. There's a lot, and we don't trust anybody. I trust two people in Trollhättan, and under the air, I told you who they are. But beside that, I don't trust anybody. I mean, somebody took that car from the garage, put it in front of a villa, take some pictures. Hey, we told you he doesn't control it. No, actually, the cars that you see in Trollhättan and what we're building and what we're controlling are totally two different things. Because there's a lot of people from Saab are joining our forces, are working with us, but nobody from NEVS. There's a difference between NEVS and Saab. And the people who are working with us are the people who were not in NEVS, they were in Saab. There's two people in NEVS that I trust a lot, and I don't mind, and they know what's going on. The rest, nobody knows. No. Only you know. Yeah, okay. And my lawyers and my team and the people inside my company, they know about it. But what we're building is totally different. The same look, but different car, because as I said, the old Emily, the chassis was imported from Benteler. I mean, everybody knows that the relation with them. The motor was from Protein because Evergandhi owned it, and now Evergandhi doesn't own it. So we had to look for a supplier who's supplying us and a better motor and a better price. I mean, technically, Evergandhi was selling the motor to NEVS €8,000 a motor. So 4 motors were 32. Today, I buy the 4 motors under.
Are you still with
and
us?
A better power and a better production and a better control. That being said, I want to make the cost. For me, it doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how much it costs you to make it. So I work on the costing and keeping the quality. So we had to find different suppliers because the guy before had an ego, had money. He has $500 billion. If I have $500 billion, the guy had money, so he was putting his ego.
But
and that being so, go ahead.
You were away for a minute. Your image freeze for a minute, but okay.
I'm sorry.
Regarding Emily again, could you share a kind of timeline with us and with our viewers?
The timeline, we're trying to be ready for August, as I promised. Okay, are we going to be in thousands in August? No. I'm telling you from now, there isn't going to be thousands of cars coming every day out of the factory. No, we did acquire a factory in Italy, beautiful location, historic location. Again, I don't want to ruin the surprise and mention the name. Most of the viewers who know me personally knew where the location is. Historic location in the automotive industry.
In Turin. In Turin?
No, it's not in Turin.
It's not.
No, it's not in Turin. It's
in the neighborhood.
Nearby.
Yeah, okay.
It's a nearby place. But the production will be ready in August. We will deliver cars in August for few people. When I say few, it could be hundreds, okay, not in thousands, in order to within the limits of the law. Because it's a new car, while we're getting the certification, it takes time after the production, because you cannot get the certification on a prototype. You have to get it on a production. So hopefully by the end of June, July, we will have a production, we will send it, but we're allowed to sell, I think, in Europe, 1,500 cars within Europe until we get the certification, so which is low volume production. So hopefully we'll be able to satisfy this. Outside, people outside Europe will get it also, because they're not within the 1,500 limitation. So the Middle East is going to be easier because we are from the Middle East and we know the Middle East. So yes, our clients in the Middle East will be able to get it faster. Europe, we're limited with 1,500. I'll make sure you get one, but the reservation list. A lot of people reserve the car, so the priority is for the people, although they didn't pay, there is no commitment, but there is a moral commitment from our side that these people were there to encourage us. These people were there to buy the car at 80,000, although the price is not going to be 80, it's going to be between 50 and $60,000, not euros. So I'm still fighting to make it in the 50,000. Even if it's euros, 50,000 is a fair price, beautiful price. People will love it. People are ready to pay for it. We're not going to change the range. Okay. We're not changing the principle of the car, but we're changing the way it thinks, the way the luxury is. I mean, we're adding more ideas to make it more fancy. We're adding more. We're not going to make it a Star Wars car, but definitely it's going to be a luxury car because the demand from our customers, they like luxury.
Okay, thank you. Last week, you
Yes.
shared another car on your LinkedIn account with specs and a drawing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's an SUV. You mean the SUV or the sports car?
No, I mean the pink colored drawing and all the specs you included in LinkedIn.
Oh, the mauve, the SUV. It's an SUV that we will be launching. Hopefully, we will announce it officially and showcase it in June. It's going to have a 600-kilometer range.
Mm-hmm.
It's already built to specs within Europe, although it's built in China, but the engineers, the designs, the team that worked on it, all European. Okay, so it's built as per European specs. We will showcase the car hopefully in June. By the end of this month, I should know more details. Okay, it's going to have 600-kilometer range. It will have on top of it photovoltaic cells. So if you drive less than 70 kilometers per day, you never need to recharge it again because it will have self-recharging from the photovoltaic cells. Same idea that Lightyear had in Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
So the same concept, but in a normal SUV, very luxurious car, fully loaded, 3 screens on the dashboard, full of screens where you can manage everything, 2 screens in the back, massage in the back seat, massage in the front seat, a very luxury car.
Okay.
And we're planning to launch it under 30,000 because everybody was talking about the borderline where would an electric car be under 30,000, and Tesla tried to offer the Model 3 under 30,000, but in reality, when you go to buy it, if you want a normal car, it ends up costing 50, 60,000. So we decided to make it fully loaded, nothing missing in the car. It's a beautiful car, and it's going to be in the range of 30,000, 30 minus, not 30 plus. And it will be made in China. It will be made in Italy and also in North America. I'm not in liberty to say which location in North America. I'm Canadian. You can do the wild guess. But this car is going to be manufactured in multiple places, and it will be under $30,000 because of our belief from day one. Electric cars will only work when it competes in the price and in the quality of ICU cars.
Mm-hmm. What brand will that? What brand will
it's all of them will be under EV Electra. It's another acquisition of ours. It's a beautiful car, but it's the company will be EV Electra on top of all of them, and whatever the model of the car, it's going to be a line under it.
Oh, okay, but they all will have the name EV Electra and then the name of the model.
Unless the people of Saab sell me the name, then I'll think the name Saab again.
Will they?
Money talks, but when we are ready to do it, we will make them an offer. So far, I haven't knocked their door and they haven't spoke to me. So our lawyers said, don't do it now because they don't care about the money. They care about the name. And whoever JM ruined the name, and then the Chinese ruined the name more, and Nebs came in, they didn't want to give it the name. So my approach is, let me prove myself, let me succeed, and then I'll knock the door. Nobody will give his name to a loser. So let me prove I'm a very successful guy before I knock the door.
Well, looking at the comments we're receiving, some people say, "I believe it when I see it." This
And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Listen. They have been promised this. No, they have been promised Saab to be back, or that what remaining the DNA of Saab since 2012, if I'm not wrong. And GM couldn't do it. Then a rich Chinese couldn't do it, and I don't blame them. I would do the same, but I would ask them at the same time, be quiet and give us the chance to succeed. Don't push us to fail and say, you see, we told you he's going to fail. Everybody is pushing us to fail. They want us to fail. If you really, I don't blame you. Wait and see. But wait. Don't put sticks in the wheel. And I told you so. As simple as this.
Just looking at another reaction.
One of the comments I saw is from a guy named Nelson. He said, how can a Mohammed build a car? No, it's not. I'm wondering. Okay, I just want to receive a message to him. Mohammed is not building the car. I'm not even gonna touch a screwdriver. It's not my job to build the car. It's the same automotive engineers who were building cars before. They're building the cars now. I'm only gonna be the boss.
Clear. There's
just to make it.
Asking a question which I think is quite a nice question. Could we?
You're cutting.
Sorry.
Yeah. Now it's good. Now it's good. The voice was going.
Okay. Somebody says, could we please be informed more about the EV Electra development team?
What do you want to be informed? We will introduce them all. Okay. I mean, we have engineers from multiple countries. We have R&D centers. We decided to keep it not on daily basis because we have people that's looking into damaging us. So we didn't let our engineers be known to the public because, I mean, imagine I'm the CEO and I'm being attacked every day by newspapers, not by a person who made a comment on Facebook, by institution attacking me. So I mean, I can handle it. I'm used to it. I'm used to being in the public eyes. But do you think our engineers, if somebody comes and call them a terrorist or call them names, they will handle it or they will quit? I think most of the people cannot handle the pressure of the social media. So we decided to keep them secret until we're ready to come to the public. So soon, hopefully during June, when we showcase our cars, people will know some of our engineers and some of our development team, who some of them were ex-Tesla, some of them are ex-Pininfarina, some of them are ex-Saab actually, and we have people from everywhere. We didn't invent the people. We didn't grow them in the garden. We brought them from their old jobs and we hired them.
When do you think, because somebody is asking a little bit critical, so where is the big news? Well, we both know where the big news is, but when do you think you can share it with the rest of the world?
The voice, I think, has gone. I didn't I hear the last part of your question.
Somebody was asking, where is the big news? We both know what the big news is, but when can you share it with the rest of the world?
Let me explain why we're not sharing the big news today. The legal department in the company, because some of the acquisitions we did involve companies that's already on the stock market. So we're not allowed to announce it until the stock market announce it. And this is going to be hold until they announce it. So the press release will comes out from the exchanges itself, not from our side. This is why legally we're not allowed. I had, in order to prove my straightforward with Mr. Enno himself, shared some data with him that he saw, and he can confirm that he saw it, that I'm not allowed to share it, and he's not allowed to share it because he gave me a promise not to share with anybody. Just to confirm that it's coming. I hope it's going to come before the end of the month, within the next 2 weeks. But again, I don't work in the courts and I don't work in the stock market. I mean, I run my own business. If I want to say something, I would go up and say it now.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share with us? Because I have... Zijn er nog interessante vragen, Miranda?
Nee, volgens mij niet.
No, there's no lot of...
Ja, vaak nog wel iemand waar die...
I don't see the comments, by the way. I think you only see it.
Yeah, I think so.
Ze willen ook graag weten waar die
I don't.
development team...
So somebody is swearing at me? No problem. I can take it.
I think the same guy who asked who are the engineers is also asking where are the engineers located. But I think you already explained it, that you have engineers in different countries.
I'm sorry. Can you explain to me something? What difference does it make for his life, his decision if he liked the car, if I tell him the engineers are in Beirut, or they're in Torino, Italy, or they're in Modena, or they're in Rome, or they're in Canada, or they're in Michigan? Actually, we have in all these places. We have engineers in all these places. So technically, what difference does it make for him if I tell him the engineer is called Carlos, or called Mohammed, or called Ilyas, or called Enro? Maybe you're one of engineers and he doesn't know. I mean, what difference does it make for them? Seriously. I mean, please ask a question. How much is the car? Is it going to be less powerful? Is it going to be strong? Is it going to be any changes in the looks? That's the question fans ask. The other questions are people who are really into making us look bad. We will not look bad because we don't owe you money. We don't owe you. You didn't invest in the company so we can give you internal information. This is our money. You are discussing with us to show you our kitchen. Our kitchen is for us. When you go to a restaurant, you don't ask, who's the chef? You order a steak. You order a pizza. But you don't ask, who's the chef? Oh, I want to meet your dishwasher. Why? Why?
I agree.
Somebody is asking if the Emily will be at the Saab Festival in August in Denmark.
Ah, okay. Yeah, somebody.
I think I was invited, and I said yes, I will go there, and I'm keeping my word so far. Unless I discover, I don't have yet personal relation with everybody in the Saab. I know you. I know Jacob Lapierre. That's the only two people that I get really to communicate with and to talk to. The others came offensively on me. So if I know that group is really nice group and that they're not gonna be racist against me, because we all know that I was attacked racistly for my name, not because they knew me I'm a good guy or a bad guy. By default, they judge me for being a bad guy. If I knew that the group is nice and it's going to be a value for the company, at the end of the day, I'm only the guardian of the company. I look into the interest of the company. So if I see that the team, the event is good for the company, I will gladly be there with the car and with some of the engineers, just so they can explain to them what's going on, because I cannot myself explain. I'm not a very technical guy. I'm a financial guy, by the way.
We can shake hands because I'm not very technical either. So
no, I'm zero technical. I mean, before I became in this business, I used to own cars. I love cars, to own cars. And at one point, I bought a Ferrari GTB 599 limited edition, one of 100 cars. And my son comes to me and said, Dad, how many horsepower is this car? And I couldn't answer him. So I paid the car big money, but I couldn't answer him. So I am not technical. There will be someone technical to ask the questions of the real fans. So if it's in August, I will ask my team to check all the data. Hopefully you will help me, send me some data on it. Yeah, and I would love to be anywhere that's I'm welcome. I'm not going to go to any place where I'm not welcome. So you invited me to your place. I will come there gladly with a big bouquet of flowers.
Okay.
Somebody is also asking if he will be in June in Trollhättan for the that's also the 9000.
There is a festival in June in Trollhättan. at the Saab Museum. Will you join that?
I haven't been invited. I think it's the mayor and Svante who control that. I haven't been invited. If they invited me, I might look at it or send somebody from Tolhattan to represent the company. We haven't been invited.
Okay.
Listen, Mr. Arno, you know the facts. I mean, I shared with you some documents that very private, and you know the fact that they made a monopoly to get me out of Trollhättan. I love Trollhättan. I love the people of Trollhättan. I met few people and I created some friendships in Trollhättan. The people who run the show have put me in a corner where I say no. I didn't say I'm opening in Italy and forgetting Trollhättan. I love Trollhättan. Let me make that clear. But politically correct, I shared with you some facts and some messages on WhatsApp shared with you that shows that I was harassed in a way to say enough is enough. And everybody who's been harassed and blackmailed they think I'm an idiot. I am an Arab, but I mean, they watch too many movies where the Arab comes with bags of money and they start distributing stupid. These days are gone. I'm an Arab, but I'm not from the Gulf. I'm an Arab, I'm not a Saudi sheikh. I am an Arab, but I'm Palestinian. So I'm not a guy who found his money on the street and started distributing it. And you saw that. The blackmail, I mean, if you were in my place and what was asked from me was asked from you, would you take it?
No. No.
Okay, so any normal human being with an IQ of 130 plus will say no. And I said no. Then the attack starts. So either I pay hundreds of millions or I'm a bad guy. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to be a bad guy because this money belongs to my kids. This money belongs to my family. And my job is to protect that money.
I have good news.
You're right. I have a message from, which is quite nice, the chairman of Saab Club Denmark. He's in charge of the Saab event, and he's saying you are more than welcome. So,
and I will gladly be there with my management team, and we will try to share with them the joy and the love that I got from Trollhättan the first 3 days.
Yeah, this is in Denmark. So
this is in Denmark, by the way. It's not in Sweden, huh? In Denmark.
I love Denmark.
Okay. Do you have anything else you would like to share? And otherwise, we can end the interview.
I mean, okay. The people who will attack will stay attacking. So I call on the nice guys, don't share their bullshit. I mean, they have nothing else to do. They want to ruin a nice story. So you know what? I might fail. I'm not saying I'm Superman or my success is guaranteed. I mean, technically, big companies failed. Saab failed. Saab failed. Not once, not twice. Okay, I might fail. But don't I deserve the chance to try or to work? From day one, actually from the third day of the show, I was attacked. I wore my kufiya. I didn't wear it in support of Palestine. I wore it because I'm Palestinian. I don't support anybody, but I support my country. Otherwise, I'm a bad person. If I don't have loyalty to my family and my people and my country, then you shouldn't trust me. You should respect that. I respect you for you being Netherlands. I respect the Swedish of being Swedish. If I say I love Italy, it doesn't mean I hate Sweden. If I say I love Sweden, it doesn't mean I hate Denmark. In principle of my life, I love everybody until they're proven otherwise. So Alrik, who is watching the show, I'm sure, because he asked to join and I said, no way in hell. Him and his partner, Laurel and Hardy, they're creating stories to get likes on YouTube and TikTok and all of this. Good for them. I mean, if I was living off TikTok, I'll create stories too, and I'll invent humors or whatever. But if you really care about the car, give it the time to. If you want to eat, don't rush it because the food is going to come uncooked. Let us cook it well.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, thank you for being a friend. Thanks for the missus, because she's been working hard behind the scenes with us. Thank you, boss, and we'll be talking to each other. Don't be stranger. Anytime, just ping me, and I'm ready for you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Inshallah.